Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new here, my name is Peter Stefanatos. I'm an agent within Compass on the main line, and today we're going to be talking about if you should buy a remodeled mainline property or a fixer-upper. There are obvious benefits to buying a fixer-upper, typically costing much less. Within the main line, we see around 10 to 25% cheaper the property will be if it has to be fixed up. For example, a fixer-upper in Narberth, that's priced at $400,000. When renovated, go for $600,000, $650,000. And every neighborhood is a little bit different, but across the board with the main line, this video will help you whether you should or shouldn't, because the rules of the main line are much different from other areas just because of how desirable it is here. There are some neighborhoods within the main line where you put $1 into your property, you're getting $3 back. Places like Gladwin or Villanova, where places like Ardmore, you'll still see a return on your money, but just not as drastic. I currently live in Villanova and have my entire life. I went to Radnor Middle School, Radnor High School, and Ithan Elementary School. Within my neighborhood, 2 doors down and across the street, the house sold for $800,000. I believe it was 3 years ago or 2 years ago, and it was flipped and sold for $1.6 million. Now, the house is completely different. They had no additions to the property or anything like that. $800,000 to $1.6 million, and it was over 1.6. A flip like that can only happen in the most desirable areas within the main line, like Villanova or Gladwin. So if we're talking about places like Villanova, again, it depends, but most of the time, yes, it's worth doing any upgrades possible to your Villanova home because people will pay for it, and places like Gladwin as well. Now, if you have any questions about your property, and for example, I live in Narberth and I'm thinking about redoing my bathrooms and my kitchen, it will cost this much, should I do that or not? Just reach out. My number's on the screen. I do this all the time for clients. We are actually doing this right now with a client, advising them if they should remodel both their bathrooms or not, if the return on investment would be worth it. And we're coming to the conclusion that it wouldn't be worth this client renovating their bathrooms because a comparable property within the same block did remodel their bathrooms but didn't see much property appreciation. So we're advising them that it probably wouldn't be worth it. But if this was happening, say, in a place like Radnor, Wayne, Villanova, or Gladwin, it would most likely be worth it. So it really does depend the neighborhood and what your comparable properties, the comps say. So make sure you have a great mainline agent who can run you great comparables to help you be informed whether your house would sell at this premium due to this upgrade or not. And again, I can help you with that. I do them all the time. Typically what we see the most return on investment is renovating the kitchens and bathrooms. I'll have some actual pictures of some really nice mainline renovations that typically sell for a premium. But again, it really depends on comparable properties within your neighborhood and the exact neighborhood. Median prices for beaten down properties within the main line average from $350,000, which is still very rare, but $350K to $550K. On the lower end, you'll see these houses typically in Narberth or Ardmore. You're not finding anything for $550K in, say, Villanova or Gladwin, even a fixer-upper. Renovation costs widely depend from $30K to $100K to $150, $200K. Also keep in mind older properties from 1950s and before sometimes require updates to plumbing, electrical, and layouts. Keep that in mind and within your budget. And this is where having a pro comes in handy. For example, our team has lots of experience with renovating mainline properties, and some of us on our team used to actually do that full time before becoming an agent. So again, just reach out and we'd love to help you. If you have any questions about a remodel, about a specific property you're thinking about buying. Let's talk about some more challenges about buying a fixer-upper within the main line. And it's an obvious one, unexpected costs across the board, not even in the main line. Going over budget is seen a lot with buying fixer-uppers, from hidden problems such as foundation or plumbing. Even after inspection, surprises can arise. So that's just another reason, make sure you have a professional. Another problem is time commitment. Make sure you are prepared to take the time it's going to take to buy a fixer-upper and put the time into it. My cousin, who recently bought a property, not within the main line, in New Jersey, bought a fixer-upper, and they weren't aware of how much time it actually would take. They thought that they'd be able to renovate their house a lot quicker, but things just don't happen as fast as you think they do. I've heard a common rule to keep in mind is however much you think it's gonna cost, double it. And however long you think it's gonna be, double it. Just so you have a worst case scenario. Because some people might say, okay, I think it's going to take, and experts' opinions tell me it's going to take around 3 to 6 months to do this. What if it takes 12 months? What does that look like for you? Can that not be the case? If that cannot be the case, then maybe a fixer-upper is not the right fit. But say that doesn't really matter and you still have the free time and nothing, like no one's having a baby at that point, then it's fine. But again, having multiple opinions, multiple expert opinions, and an experienced neighborhood agent, an experienced agent within that neighborhood is extremely essential, because those are the agents that know the area perfectly and they have seen your situation many times and have dealt with it many times. Let's talk about some benefits of buying a fully remodeled home, move-in ready. These are perfect for buyers who just want to move in quickly and without any hassle of renovations. These fully upgraded homes typically have modern layouts, energy efficient systems, and lots of smart home technology. There's also very predictable costs with brand new remodeled houses. The premium you're paying with that purchase price reflects the current condition. No unexpected renovation costs are going to come within the near future. Let's talk about some mainline fully remodeled properties and market insights. Typically on average, we see properties from $600,000 to $1.2 million that have been renovated and are mainline beautiful, with Gladwin and Villanova sometimes being much, much higher than that. But you can also get a nice renovated home, say in Ardmore, that would be on the smaller side, but modern interior for around $500,000 sometimes, but probably closer to the $600,000 mark. But from $600,000 to $1.2 million, that typically encapsulates Lower Merion, Radnor, Wayne, Paoli, Bryn Mawr, Villanova, to an extent. Villanova average home price is around $1 million. And what's typically trending in a lot of these renovated houses, open concept layouts, modern kitchens and bathrooms, obviously. And the market competition for a fully renovated mainline property is much higher, typically being on market from 10 to 20 days. And even as of recently, from 0 to 10 days, seeing offers on well-priced, well-renovated mainline properties is pretty common these days, just because there's no inventory, especially within the main line. And let's talk about some of the drawbacks of buying a mainline fully remodeled property. A lot higher price tag. You're paying a premium to the sellers for those renovations, along with a, if you want to say, a mainline tax that these sellers believe they can get for selling these properties and renovating them within the main line, which they do get, because typically a lot of these properties have many offers and sometimes are even bidded up, starting a bidding war. So higher price tag is a given. For example, homes in Paoli that have been renovated go from $600,000 and up, while the average house would be around $500,000. One of the problems, obviously, with buying a fully renovated home is that there's no level of customizations that you can do. When you're buying a fixer-upper, you can kind of design your house a little bit, right? But when you're buying some fully renovated, there's no customization options, it's done. So you can look at the drawback like that, say specifically you want to actually customize your house from the inside, then a fixer-upper is more up your alley so that you are happy with the final product. While getting a deal, once it's fully renovated, you'd be able to sell it for much more than you bought it and renovated it for. Market competition. Remodeled homes have the highest amount of competition because a lot of people who have money don't want to put that time into remodel something and don't want to wait. So you're seeing the most competition on these types of properties. And in other videos, we went over this about having a competitive offer. And sometimes the most competitive offer is not the one with the heaviest deposit, but is one with clever terms, attractive closing date, and other terms that I don't want to say are trade secrets, but typically what get our clients mainline properties. We had one in Gladwin actually where our offer was not the highest, but won based on the terms within our agreement. So when it comes to these properties, your offer has to be extremely competitive and well crafted by an experienced mainline agent. And like I said, that's what my team specializes in. We've done over 90 transactions within the mainline over the past 12 months, and we know how to craft an attractive mainline offer that both works for you and the seller. And we also can communicate this to you. You know, this is what your offer would look like. Yes, it would be very competitive, or no, it wouldn't be that competitive for this property. And my number here is on the screen. If you ever have any questions or want to reach out, feel free to call or text anytime. It is not a bother at all. How to decide if you want to buy a fixer-upper or a remodeled home. I like to tell people, would you regret knowing that you overspent, say it's between a $500,000 fixer-upper and a $650,000 renovated home? Is that $150,000 a large issue for you? How would that look financially? Do you guys have the 50 to 75K to put into that fixer-upper to make it similar? And laying out all of these different situations would help you better come to terms with what you'd like. For some people, they don't want to have to wait 6 to 12 months for their home to actually be finished the way they want. And that $100,000 isn't worth the wait, or that inconvenience is not worth it. So the remodeled home is more up their alley. Where other couples who might be newer, they haven't started a family yet, and they have some spare time. They'll do the fixer-upper because they have the spare money, they have the spare time, and they want to save some money. So it all depends on what you value, what you're looking to do, and what your next 5 years kind of looks like. Basically comes down to fixer-upper is save money, and remodeled home is convenience. To better understand the market a little bit, places like Radnor and Narberth are great places to buy a fixer-upper and flip, having much smaller lots but great renovation potential. And this is a no-brainer, but calculate your costs and compare these prices from the fixer-upper, what you'll have to put into it, against the fully remodeled brand new house. What is the cost difference between the two? What's the time difference between the two? And are you okay with that? And that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. But if I were to encapsulate this entire video into one statement that's extremely important, it's see a professional that has done it before, because they are the ones that can give you the best advice based on your circumstances and situation, lay out exactly what each side of the table will look like for you. So that's pretty much gonna wrap it up. If you wanna know exactly how much your house is worth today, say your neighbor just sold their house a couple of weeks ago and you think the Zillow price is a little bit off or not exactly correct, and you just wanna know exactly how much your house is worth, there is a free link down below. Just click that link, giving you an actual accurate range. And also, if you felt some of these tips within this video were very important and you'd like to look over them, say in a year when you're ready to make a move, I also have a free PDF. You can click the link down below and download that. It just has the quick tips of this video in like one page, just so you could refer to it at any time. And then below that is a form if you'd like to work together, just asking you a couple of quick questions so that we can get in contact. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to just send me a text or give me a call anytime. I absolutely love helping people move into the main line because I've absolutely loved it here and want more people to know about it. So it's been Pete with Compass. Take it easy, everybody. Peace.